My sister-in-law announced she was moving into my lake cabin because family shares. I said okay and handed her the keys. She showed up with a moving truck the next morning. What she didn't know was I'd sold it to a developer 3 days earlier for $680,000. I bought that cabin when I was 26 with money from a patent I sold. Back then, I was working as a junior engineer at a tech startup, tinkering with battery efficiency designs in my spare time. One of those designs caught the attention of a major manufacturer. They paid me $340,000 for the rights. After taxes, I had enough for a down payment. Took me 2 years to find the perfect spot. Small place, nothing fancy, but it sat on 4 acres of pristine waterfront with old growth pines. I closed on it in 2018, put my name on the deed, paid every property tax bill, every insurance premium, every repair, new roof in 2020, septic system in 2021. I met my wife Emma a year after I bought it, took her there on our 3rd date. She loved it. Never once did I suggest it was ours in a legal sense, but she understood it was special to me. Her sister Diane always acted like my stuff was community property. She'd borrow my truck without asking, return it with an empty tank. She wore Emma's jewelry to events and forgot to return pieces. She used our credit card for emergencies that turned out to be spa days and bottomless brunches. Emma would get upset but never confront Diane directly. It was always, she's going through a rough time or she doesn't mean anything by it. Last month at Sunday dinner, Diane dropped the bomb. She'd just broken up with her boyfriend. She looked directly at me and said, I think I'm going to move into the cabin for a while. Not asking, announcing. My mother-in-law, Patricia, nodded along. That's wonderful. You never use it anyway. She looked at me with that pointed smile. Diane needs a fresh start. Emma's dad chimed in. Maybe we'll all come up some weekends. I looked at Emma. She was staring at her plate, refusing to make eye contact. She'd known this was coming. Sure, I said. Keys are in my office. Diane's face lit up. She started planning immediately. Talking about redecorating, inviting friends for weekends, maybe renting it out on Airbnb for extra income. Patricia was looking at paint colors on her phone. Emma's dad offered to help with the move. I excused myself, pulled out my phone, and called my real estate attorney. It's urgent. He called back at 9 p.m. How fast can you move? How fast can you close? There's a developer who's been looking for waterfront parcels in that area. I'll make a call. By Monday morning, I had an offer. All cash, no inspection, 10-day close. The developer wanted the land for luxury vacation rentals. They were planning to bulldoze the cabin anyway. I signed Tuesday. We closed Thursday afternoon. $680,000 minus fees and mortgage. I cleared just over $590,000. Friday morning, Diane texted, heading up to the cabin today. I replied, drive safe. Saturday around noon, my phone exploded. Diane was screaming so loud I held the phone away. I put her on speaker while pouring coffee. There are construction workers here. They're tearing down the dock. That's correct, I said calmly. What do you mean correct? The new owner is developing the property. You're trespassing. Dead silence. New owner? Sold it Tuesday. Closed Thursday. Cash deal. My mother-in-law grabbed the phone. You can't sell family property without consulting us. Patricia, it wasn't family property. It was mine. Bought in 2018, 6 years before I met your daughter. More screaming. Threats about lawyers. Diane grabbed the phone back, crying, saying I'd humiliated her in front of the construction crew. Emma called 20 minutes later. We need to talk. We needed to talk before you let your sister plan her takeover. She tried the guilt trip. Family helps family. Diane was vulnerable. I was being cruel. I reminded her that Diane never asked, just announced, that nobody checked with me first. Diane filed a legal claim. Her lawyer sent a demand letter claiming verbal agreement. My attorney responded with the deed. 6 years of tax records proving ownership before my marriage and sale documents dated before her move-in. The case got in front of a judge. He read the file for maybe 4 minutes, looked at Diane's lawyer and said, Counselor, what exactly is the legal theory here? Her lawyer stammered something about equitable claims. The judge cut him off. Case dismissed, and your client will pay defendants legal fees for filing a frivolous claim. The developer paid cash and bulldozed the cabin 3 weeks later.